Hello, everybody. This is Tennessee Mike, and I'm here doing the Real World Portland episode 2 review called Hot Air Jordan. And basically, before we start this review, I gotta say the intro to the Real World Portland, I think it's hilarious how they have Daisy in the intro. I just think that's like real funny. They sort of make it like she's like an actual like roommate. That's hilarious. How they have her in the intro. Basically, we're gonna start off, you know, um, episode start off with Johnny getting out the shower. I don't know why people on the real world walk around, but yeah, I've never understood that. I guess you're proud of your body look. That's you. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Anyway, so we start off where we left off last episode with them discussing Johnny and Avery kissing. It's basically how it starts off is about them two kissing. Then, um, Anastasia talks about she tells her boyfriend on the phone about how Jordan was being, rude and how he spilled his drink on her foot and stuff. And she didn't really like it. She didn't think it was cool that he did that. And, the boyfriend was like, oh, he probably, has a little bit of a crush on you. I think you're, cute and all that. And that's probably just his way of getting your attention. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how he gets girls' attention by being petty like that. I think that's ridiculous, you know, that he does that. But hey, I guess that's him. But anyway, Marlon and Johnny basically takes Jordan's side. They're like, hey, that was a cool how, you know, they ganged up on you, how the girls ganged up on you, Jordan. That wasn't cool. That's basically what they said. You know, guys always gonna, go with the guys and never understand why females, get so uh basically sensitive about certain things. And I feel like that's what they missed on that aspect. So, basically, uh, Jordan's in the kitchen sitting down. Him and Joy's having a conversation. Um, basically, Joy's telling Jordan, the reason Anastasia's mad at you is because you was being rude, you was being a douchebag, you was just being, in my opinion, he was being a little bit, not like belligerent, but he was, you could tell he had a little bit of alcohol in him. He had, been drinking and, no F's were given, like no cares in the world, nothing was given because he had a little bit of alcohol, basically. Okay. But, then Anastasia walks in. She's like, I'm still pissed about the situation. That wasn't cool at all. Like, what you did. I'm still mad about that. And Jordan says, I'm going to tell you why I spilled your drink on you. I'll be like, Jordan, face palm. Where do you know why you spilled the drink on her? You were drunk and being belligerent douchebag. That's why you spilled the drink on her. Like, come on, like, be real. Stop making up excuses. You were drunk. You was debating with her. You was getting a little bit annoyed. That's why the drink got on her because of that. Just admit it. So then, they talk about the comment that Jordan made when Anastasia said, I swear on my grave, spill your drink on me one more time. And Jordan said, she ain't dead yet. And basically he lies about that. And he said, no, I didn't say that. I said, are you not even dead yet? So then MTV slick. I love it. I love MTV. They slick. They rewind the footage back. And what Anastasia said is actually what Jordan actually said. He didn't say, you're not even dead yet. He said, oh, and you're not dead yet. That's what he said. And I'm glad MTV rewinded that back. It was like, yep. They rewinded the mess out of that and showed what he actually said on those. Real cool that they did that. Real smart, basically. Alright. Next we have Anastasia telling, Jordan, leave her alone. Don't follow me. Leave me alone. And she just basically calling him an a-hole and a liar. Basically into that scene. Next we have Marlon and Johnny. They talk about how like Jordan and Anastasia gonna hook up. Well, just to let you guys know, Anastasia goes by Bird also. So, when they say, "Oh, I think Jordan and Bird gonna hook up," that's what they're talking about Anastasia. But they talk about how they gonna hook up and how it's, you know, them like hating each other and them, having drama like that is basically low key that they want each other. I'm like, you guys are like, you guys are reading that the wrong way. But hey, everybody reads it a different way, so it's what it is. Basically, Avery and Anastasia go out to dinner and they just talk about Jordan, and they think the reason he acts like that is because his dad, was like that, very strict, hard, doesn't care what you think, only they think they're right. They don't care. They don't care what you got to say. They were wondering, did his dad raise him to be like that? Was his dad like that around him? That's basically how they're like. I'm like, your guess is as good as mine. Only Jordan and his dad know how he was raised. I feel like that's too ambiguous of a question to be trying to figure out in my personal opinion. Um, basically, Avery, basically they start talking. Avery and Sage start talking about Johnny, and then Avery was like, she said she don't trust guys, and basically she, don't know if Johnny's genuine and all that. And I'm like, okay, can we cut to the next thing? Because all this girl talk is just making me just, it's making me just want to bang my head up against the wall. Like, girl talk is just, I'm sorry, like, no offense to you ladies, but girl talk just makes me just, ugh. It just makes me just cringe. But anyway, so then, we have Avery. She on the phone with her grandmother. And wow, she like, I'm sorry, like the way she's on the phone. That's good. Her grandmother has the type of relationship. But I would never talk and tell my business to my grandmother like that. She was like, she tells her grandmother how she kissed Johnny, and her grandmother was like, "Oh my God, Avery, Jesus, already? You're already kissing him, and you just got there." I'm like, hey, Granny, like I agree. Like she can take it slow. It's only episode 2 and they already, you know, feeling each other. And basically Avery's like, well, Grandma, I'm not gonna F him. I'm not gonna F him like, like it's not like that. Like, he's a good guy, you know. And then during this whole scene they're showing Johnny playing with Daisy while Avery's on the phone with her grandmother and saying she's not gonna F Johnny. But I I have a feeling these two are definitely going to be getting into bed and doing some other things, and I'm not even foreshadowing or nothing in this episode. I'm just saying for like the season, I feel like something extra is going to happen with them just from the season and from the just me speculating, not being a trailer or anything, just me speculating. And basically, Avery's, she's kidding around. Well, they go to this fountain type thing and they play in the water and stuff. And then Avery's, she's flirting with Johnny, so she can't see anything. She starts feeling on Johnny's chest. I was like, oh my God, this cheesy flirting that's in this show definitely has to go or step up or something. Like, I can't stand cheesy flirting. Even though I did use a line one time on a girl, I was like, hey, did you fall from heaven? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? I used that line on a girl. I know that's cheesy, but hey, it worked. She thought it was hilarious. But anyway, basically, Jordan and Jess are in the kitchen again, and they're in the kitchen. Not again, but this is the first time in the kitchen, but together. And basically, Jess just spilling to Jordan about everything. She basically says, that she had no friends back home, and she talks about that her and her mom are tight. And like Jess is like, Jordan feel like Jess is dramatizing the situation. Um, like I just feel like Jess is just like over dramatizing things. Like, like she's, saying she doesn't have this, she doesn't have that. I just feel like she's like being overly dramatic. I feel like she's telling me about the situation just to get sympathy, and everybody else just to get sympathy. I was like, all right, like that's what you think. I feel like she's trying to open up to you and tell her background. If you think she's just trying to get sympathy, then I don't know what to say, homie. Like I feel like you just being like mad crude and mad salty for no reason. And then Jordan goes and says, "Oh, my dad hit us with belts. Like he hit us with belts. Da da da. We was hit with belts. And we were Spain. We had stuff thrown at us, but our dad always told us that he loved us. And I can see where he's coming from. I was spanked too. When I was younger. That's why I'm such a good kid now. Always been a good kid. And basically the next scene goes with Jess. She gets an email from her ex-boyfriend, and I'm gonna just reenact the scene right quick. Just her by the computer. Like, like, I forgot her boyfriend's name, but anyway, him and I, we just broke up, and he's on the field and everything, and this is the most like compassion I've ever seen him show in a relationship. And in the letter, he basically says, "I hope you're being good. He loves her, thinks about her every day." And she's just, oh my god, I can't do this. This letter is just too much. This is why. Why does it have to be simple? And Jordan up here like, girl, it's not that serious. You want me to feel sorry for a dude you broke up with 3 weeks before you came out here to Portland? And I'm like, in a way, like Jess said that her boyfriend was putting less in the relationship than she was. She said she was putting more in the relationship than he was, and that's why they ultimately broke up. So I can see her getting mad about that. Like there ain't nothing wrong with her. Get mad about that because after they broke up, he finally shows compassion and realized what he lost. So, but Jordan is a guy, Jess is a girl. Girls are sensitive, guys are macho and tough guys. So that's where the bridge sort of doesn't match up. The bridge sort of goes like this, stuff like that. That's basically how that is. And basically Jordan was like, "Oh, like you would have thought we was at a funeral. You would have thought." I don't know if y'all seen the video of the Haitian lady like at the funeral, was like jumping around and rolling around on the ground. He was like, "That's some funeral type crying." Jess didn't jump around and roll on the ground, but he was basically saying like she was being like super dramatic, like they was at the funeral. Anyway, they have a scene of Johnny taking Daisy out to out. Daisy the dog, not a cast member, the dog. And they show Daisy using the bathroom. I don't know why they put that in there. That's so nasty. But anyway, I'm just gonna skip that part. Anyway, Jess writes poetry and then she shares it with everyone in the house. And poetry's about lying, basically. And Marlon starts reading the poetry, sort of like he rapping it. "Yo, we've been seeing each other for this long time, and I just really like to see like how like like we've been being together, and you have been faithful to me, and I just think that." I'm like, Ninja, like chill. And she is not amused. She's like, this Ninja don't stop. If he don't stop like making fun of my poetry, if he don't stop chastising my poetry, like I'm getting really annoyed. But she didn't, physically say anything. You just say it on her face, she was just like rolling her eyes and stuff. And then the scene then goes, and Anastasia was like, "Oh, I thought there was gonna be a black chick here or a gay guy that's gonna be one of the cast members." She was shocked and talking about that. that she was shocked that there wasn't a black girl or gay guy or gay girl in the cast. And basically, scene. Well, actually, this is still the scene where she's talking about that. They start like Avery and all castmates. They start talking about anal activity. I was like, wow, y'all are really moving fast on these inappropriate topics really fast throughout the season. It should just be gone. So then Marlon says he tried anal before. And then I'm like, oh, for real, okay. And he's like, with a guy. And everybody's like, what? Everybody did that. Like, everybody was like, what? Then there's a commercial break. I can't stand when they do that. But hey, being a comm major, that's what you gotta do to make people, wait and tune in some more. So then, come back on, and first everybody thought he was playing. Everybody was like, no, bruh, nah, bruh. Like, it ain't April Fool's yet. Come on, like, April Fool's was this week though, but I was like that. I was like, April Fool's is this week. Like, he need to stop playing. Like, then he like, nah. I'm like, serious. Like, he talks about how he went from nothing, how he was a football player, how he, had everything, and then he just went to nothing. And he said he lived in Austin, and there's like a big gay community or something like that. And he says that they took him in and stuff, and he said he was in just the locker room and stuff. He said not the locker room, but he said that like he tried it on some guy, and I don't know. I'm not gonna judge, but it was just weird, basically to me that he's sharing that. But one thing that was a positive is that the roommates didn't judge him and stuff, and then so he's like, "Oh, you're bi," da, da, da. And he's like, well, I don't want people to think I'm gay because I had sex with a guy. That's basically what Marlon says. And so basically, Anastasia and Joy, little childish selves, get in the confessional, and they're like, we want to know more about the experience. How long did it last? What race was the guy? Were they dating? Did he pay for it? I'm like, y'all are like getting do business like way too much. Like, y'all doing too much. Like, y'all should be glad that he shared that with y'all. Like, he didn't even have to. Johnny said that he respected Marlon for sharing that and stuff. And so next, basically, Jordan and Jess, they get into it about money. I'm sorry, but this episode, like, Jordan and Jess, like, beef is just like petty. It's just extremely petty. And he basically is talking about how she don't pay taxes and she not living on her own and that she lower class because Jess said her dad makes $50,000. Me personally, I'm a single male. Me, $50,000 a year for me, hey, that's straight up middle class to me, in my personal opinion. If it's just me, and if I'm paying $300 a month for rent and utilities, that's a good living for me being a single male. But I guess raising a family, in my opinion, raising a family, I feel like if you have a family or two or three, and you have your wife, and if she doesn't work, I feel like that's a decent upbringing. Like that's a real good upbringing. Like, a family of four is usually like, because I'm doing a project on unemployment and poverty. Is 15,000. So I feel like a family of five, 50,000 a year. I feel like that's a good bringing up, in my personal opinion. But Jordan's talking smack and da 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 da. And basically, he's jumping up and down on the couch, just like, oh my god, he's looking like Tom Cruise jumping up on the couch, like on the Oprah show. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but he that's what he's looking like. I'm like, oh my god, these two probably got some little tension that they wanna, like each other also. But basically, Jess was just like, Jordan's like just jealous because my mom sent me stuff every time. My mom, they support me. And then Jordan's dad calls, and Johnny's like, oh, he's in a debate. Call him back later. So then Jordan's dad, basically Jordan's like start making fun of Jess' accent. Well, my family makes six figures and da da da. And Jess was like, I didn't say that. And I'm like, first of all, Jordan, don't make fun of country accents. Like, don't. Like, I got a country accent. Don't make fun of country accents. That ain't cool. Then Jordan dagging on the phone. I'm like, you make fun of country accents. His accent sounded like alfalfa off freaking sounded like a deeper voice of alfalfa off Little Rascals. Well, Jordan, like you should just tell her whatever show she talking about. I'm like, you gonna make fun of a country accent when your daddy sounded like alfalfa from the Little Rascals with a deeper voice. I'm gonna need for you to chill with that. But anyway, next, they're at a club and then they're coming back and then Jordan just is on again about Jess not living on her own. And I'm just like, can we get on to something new? And Marlon's like, Jordan just can't let it go. He got to be right about everything. I was like, I'm a little bit like that too. I feel like everyone's like that to a certain extent. Like nobody like being wrong. Like everybody has that, feature in their personality. Nobody likes being wrong. And basically, the roommates are back at the house next day, and it's basically nighttime. And they're like, "Hey, there's some guys here that asked if you all want to hang with us." And I'm like, "How do these people know where they live? Like, did MTV say, hey, like, we need to round some people up to go party with the cast?" I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, so they go to some gay bar. Marlon and Jordan go with the girls. The girl, not the girls that's in the cast, but the girls. And like, there's some guys in there too, but they all go to the gay bar. And the girls, they're looking sort of like studdish, butch looking, like. And basically, there's a drag queen trying to buy Jordan drinks, and Jordan's kissing the drag queen, and stuff. And then like Marlon's like, wait. Does he not know that's not a girl? I'm like, Marlon, I think Jordan is capable and smart enough to know that they're at a gay bar and there is a girl that's hitting on him. I'm sure that he would think that would be a drag queen. And the makeup, the makeup looked very drag queenish. Put two and two together, I'm sure he knew that was a drag queen, in which Jordan did indeed know that was a drag queen. Anyway, so then Marlon, Marlon, tells him, hey, that's not a girl, that's a guy. And then Jordan's like, oh, I know, and then he called Marlon baby, and like Marlon was like, baby, what? And then like Jordan was like, sorry, like this club's just treating me gay. I was like, all right, whatever. And Marlon was like that too. All right, whatever. But anyway, next scene is they get into the house and they're like, hey, we'll wake Johnny up. He's sleeping. Wake him up. And basically the two stud looking girls go wake up him. And basically he's like, oh, he talks to him a little bit, and then he goes in Avery's bed and Avery was naked in the bed. And he's like, I got woke up by two ugly girls. So sorry for me. Give me, cuddle with me, spoon with me. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, basically, she questions his motives after getting to bed with him. She's naked. And then the scene goes to them asking about Marlon's hookup. He's open about it. He says it was a white guy who did it with. They weren't dating. Then he says his last girlfriend was in the 7th grade. But basically, and then Anastasia says she thinks he's gay. He just don't know it because his last girlfriend's in the 7th grade. Me personally, I think that doesn't necessarily mean you're gay just because your last girlfriend was in the 7th grade. I feel like that doesn't mean that. You could have had a bad breakup. You could have other goals. Oh, I just want to finish school, and then after graduate college, find me a good girl. It could be like that. You could be a virgin and save it to marriage, and not have a serious girlfriend because you're afraid it might lead to that. I feel like that doesn't mean anything. Just because his last girlfriend was in 7th grade, and Anastasia's like, oh, he has a serious girlfriend. I think he doesn't realize he's gay. I'm like, Anastasia, I disagree with you on that, but yeah, it's your beliefs. I got mine. Anyway. So then the scene goes to them smoking hookah. They talk about which is more dangerous, hookah or cigarette smoke. And turns out, I looked it up myself. Hookah smoking is, I don't know, like I'm confused. Like Jess said that it was dangerous in cigarettes, and Jordan says it's not. Jess looks it up. She says she's right. Jordan looks it up. He says he's right. I looked it up myself. It does says it's somewhat as dangerous as cigarette smoke. I do hookah occasionally. I try not to do it a lot because I don't really like smoking. I'm not trying to get no cancer, no lung cancer or anything or any other type of cancer from smoking. And then Jordan says hookah doesn't release as many chemicals as cigarette smoke does. And Avery, well, they go to a club. So he goes to them go to a club. Avery says she has not had as much fun with a guy as she did with Johnny. And basically Jordan and Jess, they're at the club, they're talking about being, different, and cheers to being different. And then Jordan's like, no, cheers to being indifferent. And they cheers and make amends for the time being. Notice I said for the time being, because I wouldn't be surprised if they got into it again, even though they just made amends. And basically, Johnny and Avery just talking, and Johnny's like, "Hey, do you want to be friends with benefits or a relationship?" And Avery, and then Johnny says, "I'm not trying to have sex with you." And Avery was like, "I'm just really impressed at you, Johnny. Like, you didn't try to f me or try to get on top of me or try to straddle me or try to, what's that word? Not straddle, but grope. You didn't try to grope me or anything. Like you were a gentleman when you got in the bed with me. And you didn't try anything with me. That really impressed me. Like, oh my god, like I love you because you didn't try anything. You're respectable." I'm like, you know what? Like most girls who I've come across, they wouldn't be that passionate about that as she was. I felt like that was real cool how Avery was real passionate and she liked that about him. If I did something like that, most girls would be like, nah, whatever. They wouldn't care. They wouldn't give me kudos for it. They would just not care. But I thought that was cool how she gave Johnny kudos for not being tempted to try anything on her. But also too, Johnny was sober also, and Avery was sober also, because they didn't go out with them. But then again, they could have had drinks and TV just didn't film it. But from what I've seen, they were both sober. So I guess that was another reason also he didn't try anything because they were both sober. And basically, Avery's talking to, give me if it's Joy or Anastasia, one of them, and she says she wants to question Johnny's motives, and she basically gets in the confessional and says if he only used her to sleep with her, that she's not going to be happy about that. And she's just basically said that if he used her, that she's going to be very pissed. And basically, my personal opinion on this, I feel like that they're doing too much at the beginning. Like, they need to take it slower. Because in the next episode, it looks like they do a quickie in the bathroom on the job. And I'm like, that's trifling as a mud. Like, that is very trifling. Like, if I was their boss, if I found out about that, I would sue them. Not sue them, fire them. Why did I just say sue them? Anyway, I'll fire them because of that. But anyway, you all tell me y'all views on the episode. Comment below, subscribe. And I'm going to come back with y'all. I'm probably going to do an Evil Dead review. I'm going to see that tonight at midnight. I'm going to, sort of review that, sort of contrast it from the original. Plus my baby Jessica Lucas is going to be in there. I love me some Jessica Lucas. So I'll see you guys in my Evil Dead video that I'll be doing either. I might do it later tonight. I might do it tomorrow. But I'll see you all then. And Tennessee Mike out. Peace.